This week, Sunak and Braverman are launching a new illegal migration bill, allegedly in an attempt to stop small boats crossing the channel. This is, of course, going to achieve precisely nothing. We all know what's going to happen. The legislation will get held up in the European Court of Human Rights for weeks on end, eventually rejected, and then we're back to welcoming the world's economic migrants all along the Kent coastline and chauffeuring them to their 4-star hotels, where they'll remain indefinitely due to the machinations of human rights lawyers claiming legal aid, all courtesy of the incredibly generous British taxpayer. This has been a problem for years, and consecutive governments have talked a tough game whilst achieving absolutely zero. According to Ministry of Defence data, almost 5 times as many small boats have been attempting to cross the channel over the past year than was the case just 3 years ago. Sunak and Braverman want to be seen to be doing something, but at this point the public know the reality, that it's all just pretense, just theatre, that the government have absolutely no power to stem the tide of illegal migration while we remain under the auspices of the European Convention of Human Rights. Until the UK government rejects the European Court and re-establishes its own Human Rights Act, the boats will keep coming, the illegal arrivals will remain indefinitely, and the British taxpayer will keep paying. This strategy of mass uncontrolled immigration was adopted by Blair's government, of course, in order to flood the job market with cheap, unskilled labour, allowing business owners to keep wages of unskilled workers artificially low, maximise their profits, and line the pockets of their shareholders. All this in the pursuit of short-term economic growth, which the Labour government achieved. The legacy of Blair's flagrant attack on the poorest working people in the UK is now an enormous discrepancy, an enormous degree of inequality between the wealthy and the poor. Our government has spent years colluding with the legacy media to push an identity agenda, to push racial and sexual equality, all in an effort to obfuscate from the real issue in this country of obscene wealth inequality, to obfuscate from consecutive Labour and Tory governments' utter betrayal of working class people in this country. And now that in consequence of that strategy, a large proportion of the population struggle desperately to afford somewhere decent to live, means of transportation, utility bills and even their food shop, instead of arresting the decline, Sunak's government seems determined to drive us further and faster into decline and degradation. Third world status, here we come. Please do like and subscribe and support my content via PayPal or Patreon by following the links below this video. This channel really does only exist with your support, so please do contribute what you can.